is Saturday, May 18th, 2025. And we're in Fort Myers Beach. I was going to go to Sanibel today, but I opted not to because as I was driving to get there, I was actually wanting to get there early in the morning. It was beautiful out, and I was procrastinating, and you know how that is. But anyway, as I was driving to Sanibel right now, there was a huge cloud. It's right behind me. In front of me, you can see a cloud too. This just materialized in the last hour. Because by the time I was getting ready, and by the time I came out here, there was blue skies, and now there's clouds. So, not that it's going to rain, but the tide is coming in too. So it's like, it's not at high tide, but it's near high tide right now. So I said to myself, you know what? I'll just do Fort Myers Beach. Fort Myers Beach is quick. Whereas, you know, if I'm close to my car, in case it does rain, I can get out of here. But radar didn't show any rain. It just said these clouds just came from out of nowhere. On Sanibel, that would have been at least a 3 to 4 hour bus ride. So, oh well. Anyway, I got pretty much in gray hat, gray glasses, gray shirt. So I don't look that much like a policeman. I was gonna bring out my new GoPro camera, but I forgot to put the bicycle mount on it. I forgot to put the bicycle mount for the camera on the bicycle. There's so much going on. I gotta make time. Alright, so it's dead on Fort Myers Beach today. There's really nothing going on here. The library is dead. Again, Sunday. Actually, yeah, did I say Saturday? No, this is Sunday, excuse me. Sunday, yeah, it's dead. The tide clock is wrong. It's actually 12 hours, the opposite. Or take that clock and make it the opposite out of it. The tide is actually coming in. There's actually two tides today. The low tide was at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the extreme high tide is going to be around 6. But from 2 o'clock this morning until now, the tide has been just slowly coming in. So it's definitely beyond mid-tide, that's for sure. Mid-tide was somewhere around, it's only about 10 o'clock this morning. But the high tide comes in fast today and stays in. And it stays in all day. And then right after the high tide, then it makes a sharp, after it's like 6 o'clock tonight, between 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, then it'll make a sharp dip. So I didn't put any sunblock on because I said, you know what, these many clouds around, forget it. I need sun. So hopefully we can bicycle on the beach. The thing is that I need perfect conditions to bicycle in Sanibel. Not necessarily sun, but I need to get up early. I need to get out there by like 8 o'clock. And it has to be, I want to be able to bicycle on the beach there. Just bicycling on Sanibel is fine, but I want to do a little trek on the beach. They moved some of this underground pipe. I'm not sure if they're keeping the underground pipe the way it is here. I'm looking for the dredge offshore. I don't see it. But there's dredging material being pumped onto the beach, which is kind of fascinating. Down there, you can see they're working. So, it's kind of weird they're working on a Sunday. But this is kind of packed here. There's been enough trucks driving on here to compact the soil. Let's see. I got it. All right. Done shipped. All right. One more gear if I want. All right. There you go. Right. So anyway. nothing has changed really. When I come onto Fort Myers Beach, I don't see that much of a. We're gonna go for it here. We're gonna see if we can make it. It's getting kind of soft. All it takes is just one little 5-foot piece of soft sand and bingo. Alright, so as you can see, alright, so the tide is not fully high. Okay, it does look like a mid-tide, but the tide is coming in. I usually pull the tides from Punta Rassa. So if Punta Rassa is a little bit higher, this may be a little bit lower. And I want to get out to the beach earlier than later. I don't want to wait till noon time. So it's only around 10 o'clock right now. Hello. I just pumped up my tires, so there is a risk of popping them if I drive over some of these sharp shells. So I'm gonna have to. I got almost 60 psi on both tires. I know the tires are rated for 50 psi, but I added gel to them, and I added my own reinforced rubber liners on the inside so that the spokes won't pop them. And that seems to work. And putting that reinforced rubber liner on the inside of the tire helps a lot. So there's a back on the beach. It's not like one of those huge ones you would expect, but it's just big enough to bury a pipeline. Interesting. So, being it's so cloudy here at the beach, I'm just kind of disappointed. So even if I went out to Sanibel, it would have been cloudy too. Now, on the same token, bicycling on the sand cap road, to tell you the truth, that is exhausting in the sunshine. If I had this nice cloud cover, I would enjoy it. Because that definitely wears you out when the sun's up. I mean, 7 miles each way. So that's almost the amount of time I spend here on the beach total. 14 miles if I'm lucky. Morning. So yeah, here's like a pumping station. So they're pumping some water from the Gulf to help. But I'm looking, I don't see the. Oh, I do see the dredge. If you look out by Sanibel, there is a dredge about 4 miles out. All right. It's still pretty gorgeous. Diamond Head. Diamond Head's pretty empty right now. There's a couple people by the pool area and that little beach area outside the pool area. You have some people congregating lying down. I think everyone is looking up these clouds and thinking the same thing I'm thinking. I would think most people will do their shopping today, whether it be food shopping, clothing shopping, seeing a movie, doing something other than beach. Although today's a beautiful bike day. Oh man, the water is placid too. I don't know if you look at this water, but when I was coming in, going over the bridges coming to Fort Myers Beach, the water in Hurricane Pass and Matanzas Pass, both placid. It's beautiful. It's like a mirror. Usually there's like slight waves. I wouldn't say white caps, but there's waves in there, or it looks kind of green. No, it looks like glass black. So here the water looks like glass, kind of like a green, aqua green. But coming to the bridges, it's like glass black. We got a couple of people here. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning, so the tide will be coming in all day long. I mean, the sun does peek out. I mean, this morning was gorgeous. I got up around 6:30, looked outside, not a cloud in the sky. And I started getting ready, went for a little bicycle ride around my house. then, yeah, by the time I got some little chores there around my house, it took that long to get ready. That dog was jetting out. So this is nice. This is like a little sandbar area, which is making like for a nice bicycle path on the beach. And a lot of people are using this as a walk path too. It's devoid pretty much of seashells. It's really nice. This is optimal beach conditions. I mean, if Sanibel was like this too, oh, that would be perfect. Sanibel's got more seashells than Fort Myers Beach. And if you had an area on the beach like this where you can bicycle devoid of seashells, but still see Sanibel. Sanibel's got that wide beach too. That's totally awesome. A lot of people are nodding or waving, saying hello. It's very nice. And again, it's off season, so there's quite a few people here that must have discount days going on. But there's quite a few people in the, or maybe they're giving everyone a free beach umbrella today or something. I don't know. But people are just hanging out, enjoying themselves, which is nice. And the nice thing about the water today is that not only is it placid, there's not that much seaweed floating in the water. It's already been pushed up, so which I don't understand, because yesterday it was cloudless and there was very little wind. Here there's at least like a small breeze blowing, but maybe 1 to 2 miles an hour, not much. The surf today is at 0 to 1. Offshore is the same. Maybe when you get like 5 miles offshore, maybe it's 1 to 2, but that's it. I can see there's some rain clouds that just developed offshore. Not really off Sanibel, but I can see them. So I don't think this is the front, but it would be really horrible if I was on Sanibel and got trapped in a rainstorm. Not that these rainstorms last long at all. They don't, but you never know. There was a couple garage sales happening around my house yesterday, and I kind of hit them on my way back garage selling. I didn't expect to hit them, I did. Ended up spending $2 extra for no good reason, but some of the garage sales had piled stuff up. You know, it was like almost 11:30 as it was, and so the garage sales were ending. They were piling stuff up by the curb. So I saw that they were piling up a 50-pound bag of concrete. I always need concrete. So I tested it too. It's still soft. I'm like, oh, good. So I wanted to get it before if it rained. So I threw it in the car on my way here. So yeah, it's burning some gasoline, but oh well. It's just gorgeous out this morning. This may be a fast video. Because the bicycling so fast. I'm looking for any changes. There is a fence around the old Pier 1. So maybe there's a building permit on record. This beach is gorgeous. I'm glad I didn't wait till 12 noon. I'm glad I really want to go to Sanibel, although I still want to go to Sanibel. I kind of want to when I'm done with Fort Myers Beach, I kind of want to put my bike back in the car and go over to Sanibel. But I don't know. It all depends about these clouds. If they get worse, then it's not good to have a gloomy video. Like right now, you expect to see beautiful sky and sunshine. You're seeing a beautiful scenery, that's for sure, but you're not seeing the beautiful sunshine. At least have some sun rays or something to look at. But the sky seems to be thickening with every passing hour. The 60 psi tires are really nice. I was looking for some replacement tires. I want to build my own specialized bike. Not specialized as in the manufacturer specialized, but my own specialized beach purpose bike with all the features I've been talking about. So I've been looking at wheels, and I don't know, right now everybody's trying to charge an arm or a leg, so I think I'm going to have to give it another month. But the wheels alone that I was looking at, I don't even know if they're the right wheels. They want $248. That was the minimum. As far as I can. This beach is also awesome. If we can go in front of Pink Shell, we will. I think the last week we just went in front of Pink Shell, so this is kind of nice. I'm not saying much in terms of seashells, although the best seashells will be out where the waves are breaking. So you won't find them until tomorrow morning when it's, again, the tide's coming in, so low tide's around 3 o'clock in the morning, so you're not going to really find too much. I mean, this would be the time to find the seashells, but I can tell you right now, we're already 2 hours late, 2 to 3 hours late. It's because sunrise, 6:30, that's when you have to be out here. And there's no bugs either, which is making it that more enjoyable. Usually there's no-see-ums biting the heck out of me, but right now there's no no-see-ums, no mosquitoes. Even when I'm standstill. I mean, it may have something to do with this 1 mile per hour breeze. I'm not sure. Or there must be some kind of low pressure. I did some research and I found out that the Earth is moving through. The sun has some big solar flares, and those solar flares are causing the sun to become very intense. And during the daylight hours, especially noontime to like 3 o'clock, the solar flares are causing high pressure during the midday. So all the clouds are going away and the stratosphere basically is being compressed and pushed down. So it's causing high pressure, and you can feel a 1 mile per hour wind coming down from the pressure that the solar wind is inflicting upon the upper Earth's atmosphere. But it's also making the sunlight extremely intense. So I was out yesterday doing some hedging, cutting back a hedge, and man, it was ice. I mean, I was sweating galore. Oh, thank you. So it looks like we're able to get to the Pink Shell. Nice. Looks like the sandbar route. This is a secondary sandbar route. The main one is raised up a little bit. I'm riding on this one because I'm following the tire tracks. Yeah, it's just a nice benign day. I like how calm the sea is. No one is out is exercising. changed my mind on my trees in my backyard. I was gonna graft the tree hedge. I was looking at the trees as I was cutting back my hedges in my backyard. I was looking at the trees I was going to use for that purpose, and I don't know. I have a couple neighbors that have really beautiful hedges, and they use this. I forget the name of the plant, but it's a nice bushy green. It's like a dark green, but it's not like one of those tropical ones, and it's not the cocoa plum. I wouldn't mind a cocoa plum, but it's not a cocoa plum, and it's not one of those sea grape imitation little thing. I forget what those are called, but so this one is. They look like evergreen trees, but they're not. And my neighbors have them. They're beautiful, and they don't grow that much, which is kind of nice, unless you water them. If you water them, they grow like crazy. Anyway, here's Pink Shaw. So they look like they're as full as they could be. Yeah, it costs money to lounge on their chairs. I'm not going to go much further. There's just Bobwish Point up here. They still have a little like inlet, like a tidal inlet that was formed. They didn't actually dredge the beach and pump it over here. They assumed the beach would just expand naturally, and based upon the changes of longshore current, would fill in. And it is creating like a new beach, extended. You can see that the beach I'm riding on. This is the new beach. The old beach is though that kind of like inset beach straight ahead. Now it's kind of filled like with water. It's like an inlet. So you call this a peninsula beach, and that's the old beach. But not going much further. There's not many people down here at Bobwish Point, and still the bathrooms are not open. You know they did put new galvalume roof on the bathrooms, but not the whole thing. They did a little bit. And personally, if you're going to make a repair, do the whole thing. Don't do a half job. And they did a half job, but what are you going to do? So I guess some light is shining through, but the clouds are forming into like thunderheads. They're like coalescing. So now I'm feeling some sun. But up until now, it was nice. Well, that's fine. So many clouds around, I'll undoubtedly go back into the cloud cover. Clouds offshore doing the same thing. There was no fog last night. People are paying big money to stay here. Big money. So they're valuing this time on the beach in the hundreds of dollars every hour. Again, there's not much to say here. A lot of condos still have not opened since Hurricane Ian. That's very upsetting. Especially that green one up there. They haven't even fixed their roof. So they're probably not doing any work on it because they didn't renew their permit. Those permits are only good for 9 months. They're expensive. So the key is you have to get the work done in 9 months, or else you're gonna get hit with a huge extension fee. At least I think it's huge. I'm not sure. All I know is that they should have got it done in 9 months. They should have paid the money and got it done. It looks like they're doing some work, but you know, the first thing you gotta do is the roof. And for them not to do the roof, that's just crazy. That's jeopardizing that entire building. And that's all one building. So that open roof there, it's been open for 2 rain seasons. That's jeopardizing the entire building. The entire building may need to come down. It's sad. They should have at least put a tarp over it, you know. A tarp doesn't require a building permit. You could have put a tarp there, and that would have, you know, you'd have been done. Well, I mean, you know, when I say done, you would have been at least. You would have to put a tarp on every 4 weeks because tarps only last 4 weeks, and you have to pad where the tarp touches the roof with rubber so it doesn't. You know, you can't let the tarp sit on top of wood or any type of metal. It'll just rip instantly with wind. It has to be over like rubber so it won't rip. But still, you have to replace the tarps every 4 weeks regardless, because they just deteriorate, fall apart. But still, they were giving out free tarps for FEMA. They could have gotten big 50 by 50 foot tarps for free. And they could have gotten like 20 of them. And that would have been at least good for 20 months. It would have lasted till now, until they get that permit. And they're able to fix the roof. Sad. Alright, so I think I should be bicycling up there instead of down here, but I'm down here. Great. Alright. Seems like the clouds are going away a little bit. I don't know why they came. Maybe the solar flares are starting to dissolve or create high pressure and push these clouds away. Could be one of the reasons. Big bucks to be on the beach. So here's the Best Western Plus. So they're open now, which is a big thing too, because their 50 hotel rooms or however many they have here are really adding. It must be more than 50. Let me see. There's actually 17 rooms on the floor. So 17 times 5. Yeah, it's about 17 times 5. So that is how many? It's about 85 rooms. It's helping out. It's helping out the attractions here on the beach. It's helping out my attractions. Alright, so now we're back to this nice, beautiful, wide open, beautiful bicycling area. I love it. The sun is just about to come out in full bloom, which is fine. I still have to go home and edge my yard a little bit. I did some edging yesterday. I was going to edge this morning. I said, wait a minute, let me go to the beach first. Park. It looks like all the parking spots are taken. So I wouldn't call this full, but I mean it is for off season pretty good. And for a Sunday. Sunday's usually the bigger day than Saturday. People come to the beach. See where this, where the old Fort Myers Beach Pier was, that concrete right there in the middle, that used to be where the bait souvenir shop was. That like extended piece of concrete that sticks out from the normal like two pier concrete. So you can see it's like a two pier with like a little lintel still around it. That's where they had that bait shop, souvenir shop. I don't think they'll ever rebuild the pier. I mean, theoretically, the concrete footings here are still pretty sound. You know, they're still pretty level. They're just missing this one section. So theoretically, it shouldn't take that much money to finish the missing lentils. And then I'm not sure what they're going to put on top of that, but you might as well put concrete, since concrete seems like it survived. They put that pre-stressed concrete again. It seems like it will survive. So the parking was $25 a day at in Times Square, that expensive parking. I didn't catch how much it is, but we'll drive on Estero Boulevard too to check it out. So we're going kind of nice and fast down this road. See, there's two boats parked here at Margaritaville. That means that there's a bathroom available. That's what that means. They found a bathroom and it's available for non-guests. For patrons, let's put it that way. Patrons and, well, I guess you could call them guests if they go into the bar and they order something or go to a restaurant. Of course, the Lanakai has like opened the public bathroom, so you don't have to be even don't have to purchase anything, which is kind of nice. It helps out too because there's extra shops there under the Lanakai, and when people use those free bathrooms, they're exposed to those extra shops. So it makes, if you're a commercial vendor, you want that extra. You know, anytime you get a walking concentration of people, you know, people usually don't walk the beach without money. I mean, yeah, I do. If I walk the beach on a bike, though, I usually have my wallet with me because I don't anticipate getting wet. So I say, why not? Just so placid out there. People are in the water, they just love it. The nice thing about it is that you can look down. I see where there is some floating seaweed, because the tide's coming in, is pulling some of the seaweed that was on the beach back out. But it's nice though, because I don't see any like stingrays or manta rays or anything that would. There's a beautiful sandcastle here. I don't know who made it, but look at that. It's nice. It's a nice sandcastle. When I see sites I have to look at, believe me, I'm going to stop. The beach is pretty wide here still. I thought the thought the current would pull some of it out. It hasn't done so. So there's still enough room to put a divided highway here. You could put a 2 to 3 lane divided highway, no problem. It wouldn't even take up half of the beach. You could put a 2 or 3 lane divided highway, and you could put parking here on the beach side and on the land side, and put bridges for the people coming out. I would just allow driving on the beach. You don't even have to have the infrastructure. I mean, why risk the infrastructure getting destroyed when you could sorry. Alright, so this is that nice bicycling area again. Some people are playing volleyball over there. It's pretty fun. Alright, so Diamond Head again. You need a food truck out here selling ice cream and soft drinks and pizza, sausage sandwiches. That's what you need. They would make big money here. You had beach waitresses that would walk around and ask people if they want a drink or look at the menu or whatever. I think they make some serious money here. Some people are picking up some shells. Thank you. Some people are walking. It looks like people are taking to heart you are allowed open container here on Fort Myers Beach as long as at least the law that I understood. I don't know if the law's still in effect, but you're allowed as long as you had a sleeve on it. Which I think is ridiculous. I think you should just have open containers because let's cut back on some of these laws. It's kind of ridiculous. So what? I mean, so what if people are drinking? They allow people to do marijuana now, so please. Marijuana is a lot worse than drinking. There's a lot of kids here on the beach. I didn't think the family season started until at least mid-September, but I mean not mid-June, but I think family season has begun. Yeah, you can see the tide is coming in. This area just to the left of us was exposed, and now the tide is covering it. So this is perfect time. Perfect time to end the ride of the beach. Yeah, right around where the old Keller Williams is, I don't see any parking restrictions. So these people that are out here, they're taking advantage of that area there where they can park for free. Because Keller Williams is not saying anything. Obviously, they're upset because they were forced to remove their trailer, and so they're allowing people to park for free and use their property, which is nice. That's a nice gesture. All right, we're not going to walk all the way back down there. We're gonna cut it right here. Because as I look, I see Keller Williams, which is an excellent real estate franchise. I've known a lot of real estate people that have moved there, and they're like, you get all the benefits of real estate without the hassle of owning your own brokerage. But I don't know, I'm still from old school. I like the ownership. I like full control. Which reminds me, when I go home, I have to work on my website. All right. Did I choose the right area? Probably not. But we're committed. We're going to go this way. Let's see. I see an open. Actually, I see an opening over here. Go this way. Yeah, all these condos. If you could buy a condo or the entire building would be a better buy. It's hard to say if this year is going to be worse than not. I mean, I know the rainy season is going to be a little more active this year. Whether that means hurricanes or whether that means hurricanes impacting Southwest Florida, that's the key. And to tell you the truth, these buildings are made to withstand wind and rain. They're just not meant to withstand, like this one here. This looks like about a 14-foot storm surge. So Hurricane Ian was in this area 21 feet, potentially more, if two 21-foot waves smacked up and compressed each other. You know, water being uncompressible, then the water would be splashed upwards. That's why the first floor of this building, first floor above ground level, got wet. I mean, all it takes is one wave. The force of one wave is like a freight train going about 10 miles an hour. That'll knock down glass sliders instantly. I saw when Tropical Storm Keith in 1987 hit Sanibel, there was video made. I saw it, and there was no evacuation order given because they didn't think that there would be a 5-foot storm surge, and there was a 5-foot storm surge. So the hurricane came through at high tide, so 5 feet above water level, and bingo, the waves were at least 3 feet into the sliders, and the first like 2 or 3 waves the sliders held, and then the sliders started getting pushed, bent, and then the glass shattered. Once the aluminum of the sliders bends, forget it. But someone that I knew who had rented on Sanibel Arms West was there. I think it was like Building F or something. They were right there on the water. See, Keller Williams is not here, but I love this real estate. I wonder if they would sell it to me. Probably for a hefty price. I like the parking. I like how it's beachside. Then again, any of these lots would be good for me. This lot would be good for me. This lot over here would be good. So it's all this open space. But these people are unrealistic. They want. I mean, if I call this guy up, Central 21, Tri-Power, it's actually right down here. I can stop in. They're gonna want an arm and a leg. You know. It all depends what happens over here. This Neptune Inn on the left-hand side that was here, now it's totally knocked down. Again, I can't even see that there was a beautiful resort here. It all depends what's going to happen to this big, beautiful piece of property. I mean, again, if Diamond Head was smart, they would purchase the property just to the north. But you know what? Purchasing this property too, make an extra Diamond Head here would be a smart move. Let's face it, this area is going to become an Atlantic City type of, there's going to be so much new development in skyscrapers. This is going to look like Atlantic City. You're eventually going to have gambling here. You're going to have a monorail. You're going to have on this road, on Estero Boulevard, you're going to have an elevated road about 25 feet up. See where these telephone poles are? You're going to have the road, basically on the top of those telephone poles, another road that has 2 lanes each way. You're going to have that as like a secondary evacuation route. You'll eventually have a mid-island exit too, where Winkler Road, they'll extend that all the way to Fort Myers Beach, down by the south side of the island. So you'll have another evacuation or entrance to the island, so you won't need to go through. It'll alleviate all the congestion coming off the island this way. And actually, that would be the preferred way to come on the beach. So this side of the beach would be actually valued a little bit less because it's where the traffic is, and down there by Santini Plaza, where the entrance of that road would come on, that would be, ideal. So, like businesses like Aldi's or even the Sunflower grocery store, they should expand here in Fort Myers Beach that the old Fort Myers Beach theater, that's a prime location. It reminds me of Jerry's. It's elevated almost 15 feet, you know, not 21 feet, but you know what? It's elevated enough that it would survive a hurricane. But that would be a perfect place for Jerry's to set up shop. Or not necessarily Jerry's, but Jerry's, yeah, if they expanded here, or if Aldi's or a Sunflower supermarket. So again, this land here on the left-hand side, Diamond Head should buy this. This is just ridiculous. If I was doing the brokerage down here, just gotta get my website online. I'll be able to do this. I would contact Diamond Head and say, look, I should become your broker and see if I can negotiate a deal on this piece of property here. It's a beautiful piece of property. Oh, okay. So here's another e-bike. Even this little piece of property I like. Mojo's, they have a great piece of property. They should actually build something on this, because what they have here is a gold mine. They could build an elevated piece of property with a restaurant and they could even put rentals on it, and even have a drive-through on the lower level. So Kia Stero is charging 20. Each restaurant there, they're making it's the aluminum they're making for that roof over there. I can see. I thought they were building something. This is on the left-hand side. This was the old Hooters, which again, there's nothing going on here. They're just selling it. I don't blame it. If 7-Eleven hasn't restored their businesses on this side of the island, there's absolutely no reason for. I mean, 7-Eleven builds confidence, and they haven't rebuilt yet because they're probably getting too much. They want to rebuild at ground level, but they only have 2 7-Elevens here on the island. One of them is still not open. The other one is open, and that's the only 7-Eleven that has gas on the island too. So 7-Eleven is critical, but there's at least 4 properties of 7-Eleven that have not yet rebuilt. One of them is still a structure, but the other 3 are completely bulldozed and leveled. There's no trace of them, and they'd have to rebuild from scratch. The 4th one that's not open, they're not more than 50% destroyed, so they could rebuild, but they haven't. They're charging $30 here. It's $20 on the right-hand side across the street. There's a lot of cars coming in now, but all these people are they're either going to church or looking to see if there is a church here to go to. They're just taking a drive. Didn't really want to go around it, but I thought better now than never. Oh, shoot. Again, Tuna Skin, they were the first to rebuild after the hurricane. I mean, that's smarts. They rebuilt. I don't even think they got a building permit, because they were building before a building permit was issued. They must have had a building permit before the hurricane hit, because they were building immediately, and that was smart too, because there was limited resources, and they were able to get those limited resources and build right away. And this sheriff thing, this got washed away during Hurricane Milton. They had to haul it back. Here's Margaritaville. Must be about at least 200 people on the deck, and not that many people in the pool. Maybe about 50. Margaritaville is only a 2-star resort. So people think of this as like some kind of a 5-star resort. It's only 2-star. Pink Shell is only like 2.5. So the clouds are kind of going away a little bit. It's kind of nice. A huge one of those cigar boats is parked offshore of Times Square in the water. I didn't see that when I was bicycling on the beach. That much just came up. So they charge you $25 here. Shaved ice. I like that word, Hershey's, but they should be doing more business. They should be open. What are they doing closed? See, that's the problem. People here. You see the time. It's only 10:35. It's still pretty early. It's beautiful. All the sunshine due to that solar flare, the sun. It looks like noontime sun, but it's still only 10:36. I like how the beach here is level though, the sidewalk. All that expensive stuff they bought and put here, and it's for naught. Just keep it simple. That's what people want. People want it simple. I mean, again, you don't even need expensive bathrooms, but you don't need this big sand beach here either. They should put more parking in. You can get at least 100 more spots in. Okay, I'm not gonna bicycle all the way down. I'm just gonna. Okay. Go ahead. I'll go this way. Terrible. That was my fault, I guess. All right. It's pretty crowded here. People wouldn't be leaving; they'd be coming. It's so gorgeous now that the sun came. All right, so we're trying to down in this area here. Oh, here's a guy leaving. Wow. Well, $2 an hour isn't too bad. So if you're just going to be here for an hour, that's not too bad. But this is the perfect time. You should at least stay till noon. This is gorgeous now. So these 60 PSI tires are really nice. I like it. So anyway, that's where I used to own my business over there where that Shaved Ice is, this ice cream place is. But my business was called the Lighthouse Sandwich Shop. And it got completely wiped out when Hurricane Ian hit. But I didn't own it then. I sold it back in '89. So quite a few years I did not own it. And then it changed into Kilwin's Fudgery. And they're the ones who got hit on the chin by the hurricane, and they chose. Obviously, they weren't insured, which is sad because if they were, they would have rebuilt. See, public parking for $4 an hour. So that 201 Old St. Carlos Boulevard, that building is still for sale. $12 for the first 3 hours. That's actually pretty good. So there's an additional parking there. I mean, it's still $4 an hour, but that's kind of like what you want to pay for because all-day parking, $10 after 5. Still, people don't want to eat here. See, I don't know. People would eat here if they didn't charge, but I guess people abuse themselves and they now. Diagonally across the street on the left, that parking lot used to be $10 all day. So I don't know if they're still $10 all day, but people park there. Still, $10 is still a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me. They got $12 all day right now. So they got $12 for 3 hours. They got $12 all day. a long way to walk to the beach. But at least with $12 all day, see over here on the right hand side, it's $15 all day. It's not too bad. But $12 all day, you could go to the beach. You can go to the beach, and then you can eat here if you want too. I mean, you can take your time. That's the nice thing. It should be an all day price. You don't want to keep on. You don't have to bring a watch or a phone to the beach. Keep on looking at it. It's not the beach. You should be able to relax and forget about the watch and forget about looking at a clock. You just enjoy yourself. You know, bring your family, make a sandcastle, float in the water, do some seashelling, play some volleyball. Wow. You know, and one thing you should not do if you come to Fort Myers or any beach is to bring a radio or blasting tunes. I don't know. That's bringing beer and enjoying yourself. Yeah, that's good. But if you want to hear music, you come to a restaurant, listen to their awful music. Here, Matanzas. Okay, the smell of the sausage and meatballs and Italian cooking here is really delicious. Whatever that was, man, that was just awesome. So Matanzas, just the upper deck. So it must have been, I'm trying to think what business was smelling so good. It must have been Nervous Nelly smelling so good. Man, that smelled excellent. So if you want a good Italian food, Nervous Nelly's, they're making some kind of a sausage, meatballs, pasta, Italian cooking. Wow. And that's something. It's you would appreciate me telling you that because it's like right now it just smells like beautiful. I mean, this is one of the beautiful, most smelling days. It doesn't smell like fish stench. You have a very slight. It's more fresh though. It's like a fresh wind, but it's not like you know, you have that taint of fish, the taint of salt. But this is like one of the most perfect days that you come to the beach and smell the air. I'm like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. But of course, when you pass that corner back near Nervous Nelly's, and you smell the Italian cooking, oh my God, it makes you want to stop in and buy a bowl of sausage and meatballs and get some Parmesan cheese, make a meatball sandwich, and really indulge. I'm telling you. That's why you have to bicycle to burn the calories and go to Nervous Nelly's and get that big meatball sandwich. So they had a sign here, $20 all day. Now they're charging $5 an hour. So you make more money. It says cars will be towed after 2 a.m. So obviously you can't park overnight. So they're playing Hotel California at Margaritaville by the Eagles. Surf club, they want 7.9 million, whatever it was. Ridiculous. That's how much I would sell it, but you know, it needs to be knocked down. So they really should. I mean, it's a nice building, but no one's going to buy it for 7.9 million. You'd have to be selling cocaine out of there to make money. I mean, how do you make back 7.9 million? Drinks and cocaine? I don't know. It's illegal. So this is going to be called the Whale. It used to be called the Beached Whale. Now it'll be called the Whale. That's interesting. So I guess if I went to the beach today, Santa Barbara today, would be great. And the clouds are going away as if, yeah, the sun is a midday sun with the solar flares happening. Just all the clouds are dissolving right now. Yesterday we didn't have this. Yesterday we had no clouds in the morning. There may have been you watched my garage sale video, but there wasn't that many. It was a hot day out. hate this type of job. Just sit here and look at yourself all day long. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 days is tolerable, but forget that. Getting sunburn all day long just for earning minimum wage? Wow, that's horrible. I would never live in Florida if I had to stay outside all day long in the sun. Unless I'm making like $300 an hour, like a contractor making $300 an hour minimum, and then I wouldn't mind it, because then there's a profit benefit. But see, all these contractors, they have to wear long sleeve pants, long sleeve shirts, gloves. They have to wear hats with big wide brims, or at least the Foreign Legion, the French Foreign Legion hats with big flaps on it. I mean, you have to do that here in Florida. You have to. And to tell you the truth, anywhere working out south of the Mason-Dixon line, you gotta do that. I would take any property here on the right-hand side too. Left-hand side would be preferable, because that's what people pay the big money for. Even if you were to buy this property on the right-hand side and try to flip it, you could probably make a profit doing that. It says something about design solutions. It says the Estero Island Beach Club is coming there. So maybe they're going to build a huge monolith there. So maybe, I guess, Diamond Head doesn't have that opportunity, but they had an opportunity. There definitely was a window. They should have taken it. I think Diamond Head here, they lost their elevators. That was the only thing they really lost. Oh, well, yeah, their pool. They had to fix their pool. They lost some beach chairs. They lost their laundry facilities, but it was minor compared to all the other resorts. I think the same thing. They lost their pools, their beach chairs, their laundry facilities, and their elevators. Same thing. Tri-Power, they were the first real estate office back in operation. From the looks of things, it looks like they're busy. We got 3 trucks parked underneath this building. This is where Armando's Day Spa used to be, on the left-hand side. And then coming up, this is where the Shamrock used to be, here on Del Mar, on the far side of Del Mar on the left-hand side. But all these lots here are all available. They call Alex King. People park on the left hand, on the right hand side here, where the old Nautilus hotel used to be. It doesn't say no parking, so people park there. It just look kind of nice. And here on the right hand side, the left hand side, get my right and left mixed up. It's here on the left hand side. We got sandy bottoms. I don't know how they got the permit, but there's no business here right now. They're basically biting the big one, and you know what? They're gonna have to endure like this until November, because even the semi-season coming up, people are going to be more hesitant this year than every other year, because last year there was 2 hurricanes. Now, one hurricane happened late September, the other one happened in early October. So obviously, the semi-season starts around now and ends in the first or second week of August. So family should be okay, still come in here. I'm not trying to take a vacation from my work this August. I don't know where I'm going, but I just hope a hurricane doesn't impact Florida during that month that I'm gone. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for the entire month or not. It's going to be at least minimum 2-week vacation, probably 3. So I won't be videoing during those weeks. Or garage selling. Fire station they're building. I mean, the fire trucks are not even needed here on the beach. So why are they wasting taxpayer money building a new fire station where they already have one on the south side of the island. They already have one right outside the island. Why do they have to have another one here where they don't even need it? I mean, all the buildings that would burn to the ground have been knocked to the ground by the hurricane. And everything, all new construction is all concrete. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here comes a bus. Is it a school bus? I say, what's a school bus doing on a Sunday? Looks like one of those like military, almost convict buses. Like, what's the military convict bus doing on the beach? I guess somebody bought a bus. Somebody bought a bus. It was green, and they decided to go on vacation with it. Something that gets like 3 miles to the gallon. Wow. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next weekend, I'll try to get out in Sanibel or take a trip to another area. I intend to do that for next weekend, but we'll see. All right.